Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright, guys, on this episode of the Bullet Points, we are going to dive into an article which I can scarce believe has been written. This is coming out of Chicago, where, lo and behold, we have a dramatic reduction of homicide rates, of shooting rates. It's almost like we saw an aberrational spike during the pandemic that we just went through when people were outside of their norms. Because as you know, as we're going through this article, there was no new national gun control. There was nothing that changed. So it can't be the argument that gun control is clearly the answer because it did not happen, and this is the result and it's coming down. Something must be afoot. Everything is linked in the description box below. Send this one out because this is a perfect example of why focusing on the actual problems and not curtailing rights of Americans is the solution. I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor, Kamikoto Knives, and then we're going to dive into this, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think in the comments field below. Now, the sponsor for this episode of Freedom is Kamikoto Knives. Now, of course, knives are a little outside of our realm, but every single 2A advocate needs to fuel their body, and to do that, you need the right tool in the kitchen, which is why I want to show you guys these things. These Kamikoto knives are legit. Right out of the box, check out not only the exquisite design and the nature, but look at the balance on that knife. I got a few things to tell you about them. I can't wait to hear what you guys think, and we're going to hit it in 1 second. The knives are made with a high-quality Japanese steel using traditional techniques. Each knife is individually inspected and comes with a lifetime guarantee. The knives come in a heavy-duty ash wood box, which makes them a great present. The knives are used by Michelin star chefs all over the world, so why shouldn't they fuel your freedom in your kitchen? Now, Kamikoto has several special offers going on right now and is offering my viewers an extra $50 off on any purchase with the discount code Langley. On top of their special offers, go to kamikoto.com/Langley to get your knife set and help support our channel. Alright, my brothers and sisters, let's dive into this. Again, we are going into Chicago, the place of all gun violence in the world, even though it's a gun control zone. Let's get into it. Alright, check this out from ABC News. Gun violence is dropping in Chicago as police credit new tactics and community investment. Again, keep in mind as we go through this, there is no new gun control. Nothing happened from a standpoint that would affect the principle of gun violence is equating to gun rights. Keep that in mind. Right? Quote, "We are making progress," the city's police superintendent told ABC News. This is not a small fish in the system, but let's continue. This came out today. ABC News Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas spent a day with Chicago Police Superintendent David Brown for a look inside the police department's efforts to curb gun violence, incidents affecting many Chicagoans throughout the city. Now, of course, it's not gun violence, it's just criminals. That's criminal violence. It's not the gun, it's the person. And we're seeing a curtailing, but I wonder why that is. Let's find out. Quote, "It's the most complex policing landscape ever in this country's history. We are making progress, but the complexities make it such that it is so fragile," Brown told Thomas. "The ebbs and flows of violence are persistent." Keep in mind, ebbs and flows. Ebbs and flows kind of go in opposition to the idea that if you have more guns, you have more violence. Because according to gun control principles, if the guns exist, violence exists. Let me know if I land this plane because this is an incredibly important thing to understand. Again, you've got ebbs and flows, which should not happen in gun control theory. But look at the violence that's dropping. While shootings like those that killed Zastro and wounded Barr continue, the violence does seem to be ebbing. An ABC News gun violence archive analysis of the nation's 50 largest cities shows homicides are down nearly 5% from last year after 2 years of pandemic-era increases. Which is something that gun rights activists have been saying for a very long time. When you put this much stress on the system, of course you're going to have more criminal behavior. As the pandemic fades away, you're seeing a drop in criminal behavior. I wonder if you're going to hear gun control advocates say, hey, look, it wasn't gun control policies that did it. Turns out that when you put people back to work and they have purpose, crime goes down. Probably not going to hear that, but you're not hearing a lot from them either way, are you? Let's keep going because there's more for you. Wait till the end when I talk about prosecutions. In Chicago, shootings are down 20% through the end of summer and homicides have fallen 16%. That means 101 fewer people were shot this year than last. Do you guys happen to recall in the spring when we were going into the summer months and they said the nation was awash with guns, proliferation of gun violence was everywhere because guns were everywhere, and we're going to have a summer of rage and there's going to be tremendous spikes? It went down 20% with an absence of gun control. We're going to pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along through information like this, conveying it succinctly, because it's right here in ABC, and they are not gun friendly. But let's continue. So they focused on policing of all things. Weird. What's behind the small but encouraging decline? 20% decrease is a encouraging and small decline. Okay. The Chicago police credit both community engagement as well as new, more surgical deployment of officers to crime scenes after an analysis by the department showed half of all shootings and homicides occurred on 55 beats, or areas that are roughly the size of a block. Translation: 55 blocks in the entire city of Chicago, one of the largest cities in the world, are responsible for 50% of the shooting. So they put more police presence and they went down. That's so weird. You didn't curtail the entire nation's gun rights. You didn't further curtail the entire city's gun rights. You just focused on 55 blocks. This is why we fight this fight every single day, because it's quite obvious what's going on. But here's where the police superintendent said Ghost Gun doesn't do anything. Check this out. According to Brown, police have also been taking an average of 12,000 guns off Chicago streets every year, including ghost guns, which are unregistered firearms that can be assembled from at-home kits. Okay, 12,000 guns being taken off the streets per year in a gun-free zone where it doesn't exist. How's that possible? Let's continue. But Brown told Thomas that likely only 10% of the illegal firearms are out there. I don't think we're even chipping away, Brown said. So 10% of the illegal firearms in Chicago are ghost guns. So that means 90% are not. So all the pressure and energy we spent on ghost guns for a campaign issue for the Democrats, Biden, and the like is not doing anything. It turns out policing and focusing on criminals is. Here we go. Check this last piece out. This one should boil your grits. In 2021, the department said it had cleared about half of its homicide cases, a nearly 20-year high, though a quarter of those did not result in prosecutors bringing charges, according to Chicago Sun-Times. So you have a record clearance rate of homicide cases in the police department, a 20-year high at 50%, which is abysmal in my opinion, but let's keep going. But then only a quarter of those are actually being prosecuted. I wonder why we have a problem. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments field below, and I will see you on the next episode. I'm Braden. See you later.